Salutations, every pup, and welcome to chapters 11 and 12 of Sorry, Wrong Number by ShizunaRey. As always, a link to the fic will be in the description below. And with that out of the way, let's jump on into it. Chapter 11. Was that a wind pun? Author's notes. Yo! Sorry for the long delay. I was a bit sick and just generally feeling a bit like shit. To make up for it, I'll try to post another one in the next 2 to 3 days. On a good note, it's my birthday! I made a Discord if y'all want to join. There's a link. If there are difficulties with joining, feel free to leave a comment. Tony walked up to the cell and swiftly pressed a few buttons on the control. Wakey, wakey, Wendy! Papa's here to feed you. The man inside just groaned and slowly sat up from the bed. I'll blow your fucking brains out. I see what you did there. What? What? There was a bit of silence before Tony sighed and began pressing buttons again. This time, a small space on the door opened up, which made Windy flinch back a little. Here, food. The man inside stood up and slowly crept closer. Giz. Why the fuck do you speak? You know what? I don't care. It's leftovers and fruits. Windy took an apple and sunk his head lower to look through the small opening space. Hello there. Now, would you mind taking the food and backing off so I can close this again? Yes. Great. With a bit of silence once again before Tony took a deep breath and was about to say something, yet he got interrupted by the main door opening up and a very angry-looking Captain America stepping inside. Fuck. Tony! The captain closed the distance between himself and the other and was now also able to see the man inside the cell, who was very slowly biting into his apple. Mid-bite, he hesitated for a second, face softening a bit before finally taking a chunk and chewing in it. Tony, who is this? Stephen whispered yelled. I have no fucking clue. What? No idea who he is. That's why he's here. That's not our domain! You should give him over to the police. The man inside mumbled something along the lines of coming rich from a guy against the Accords, which made Steve snap his head towards him and Tony stifle a laugh. I'm trying to help you here! Listen, Cap, that's the dude that was in the group chat. And, long story short, criminal record and possibly an enhanced individual. Wendy took another bite out of his apple. Hello, Captain America. What? I know a guy who's a big fan. Steve continued to stare at him dumbfounded before snapping out of it and sighing. Seriously, who is this? Call him Windy. At the same time, the man inside the cell spoke up. Mark Spector. Pleasure. Why didn't you just tell us, Tony? Poof, it's not a big deal, is it? Well, he was here because I didn't want a fuck-up to happen at the conference, but that kind of failed. Yeah, been a while since we had to fight against the giant invisible animals. Tony's expression darkened. We don't talk about the hamster incident. Sorry to interrupt, what kind of super invisible animals are we talking about? Weren't you Spanish earlier, Windy? Another sigh came from the captain. Let's just go, Tony. We have to debrief and then vote about what to do with the man. Do we take him with us now? What? Why would he? I don't want to walk over here again, Stark said with a whiny pout. Fine. You deal with Natasha. Fine. Author's notes. Quick reminder that Sorry, Wrong Number and Daredevil Far From Hell's Kitchen universe are posted on my Wattpad, so if you'd like to get a notification whenever a new chapter is out, consider subscribing or check out my Wattpad at ShizunaRey587. Chapter 12. What the fuck? Author's notes. Magically makes you join the Discord. And then there's a link to the Discord. Convincing Natasha was easier than Tony thought, considering that there was no convincing needed. She just acknowledged the three with a firm nod, having watched the whole conversation on the CCTV anyways. Clint and Sam, however, the two were huddled together whispering about all kinds of shit while watching the prisoner man in custody, huddling while watching the custody guy. Mark just followed behind Tony, who grabbed the coffee he had made earlier. You finally ready, boys? Nat asked, which earned a collective head nodding. Okay, as I said earlier, they are invisible and sound like big, angry dogs, but way bigger, so we cannot go about them the same way that as we did with the it which cannot be named incident. A shudder went through Tony's body. Natasha, however, noted that Spectre had a thoughtful expression on his face. The man was obviously trying to hide it after he noticed her stare, but it failed miserably. And I think our visitor here could tell us a bit more, no? Sam and Clint's heads immediately snapped towards Mark, while Tony groaned and the captain just sighed. Well, Windy? Yeah, I know those things. A quick glance towards the huddlers. No, I did not send or control them. Silence passed the room, Mark now looking mildly uncomfortable. If they are what I think, they are, I guess. Do you know what a jackal is? Fuck, I'm bad explaining this kind of shit. Yes. Alright, Widow. Now imagine that, but big, bony, and with hair. Like thin grandma hair that goes to a cheap beauty salon hair. And in the same salon it gets its nails done. Windy, stop fucking calling me that! I don't even have wind powers! Yeah, you do. Go fuck yourself! I would if I— Tony! The two got interrupted by Steve, whose face looked like it couldn't decide on being amused, angry, or disappointed. Could you please tell us more about those jackals? Well, yeah, they— Suddenly, Mark flinched back, his eyes going big for a second, before he let out a breathy laugh. Holy shit, that was fucking scary. Ha ha! Now he just fully stopped moving, his eyes slowly wandering up and looking towards the Avengers that were now staring at him. As if being taken as a prisoner wasn't enough, Khonshu just had to reappear right in front of Captain America and scare the shit out of them. Why are you still here? Mark ignored him and resorted to look back at the Avengers, who were obviously weirded out. Concerned? Whatever. It was awkward. The Falcon took it for the best time to chime in. Tony, I think it's for the best if we go over who he is thoroughly. I mean, while Steve was talking with you, we got Friday to send us the files you had on him, but there's obviously more to him. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. He had these weird magic wind powers. I don't. You do! And now he knows about these invisible dogs. Jackals, whatever. And now apparently sees stuff that we don't. You gonna interrupt me again, Spectre? No. Tony let out a cry of frustration and made wild gestures with his arms towards Mark as if to say, See what I'm dealing with? Are you guys even allowed to hold me custody? We're the Avengers! So? Now it was the Avengers talking about the laws and shit. Them just full-on stress arguing while Khonshu was screaming Mark's ears off. Stephen had also woken up and was looking mortified at the whole scene that was playing before his eyes, all while Jake laughed at his face. It was frankly a bit overwhelming. Oh, Mark, what happened? Oh no, it's the Avengers! The bloody Avengers! Míralo! Look at his face, Mark! Oh no, why can't we just be friends with everyone for once? And that is exactly why we needed the Accords. Shut up, Stark, we talked about this. Kill them! Escape from these foolish mortals! Please don't kill the Avengers. Oh, what would Layla do? Natasha turned around, clearly mocked annoyed, and looked towards Mark. It's all your fault. And suddenly, it wasn't the Black Widow looking at him. Author's notes. Really short chapter again. Sorry. I've been feeling a bit like shit these past days because of Technoblade's passing and became sick again. Yay! So, yeah. I just published what I had written out already. And that's a wrap on chapters 11 and 12. I hope you guys enjoyed. I said the right chapter this time. Ha ha ha. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that this was such a fun little chapter. Please go show the original author, ShizunaRey, some love. Please leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. They make me so happy. And please leave me specifically hate comments because I'm weird like that. And if you do leave me a hate comment, then I'll shout you out in the next video. All that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, Paps.